You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Now we're good to go, he says. Now we're good to go. Now we're good to go, Edward. Get that deep voice into the microphone. Hopefully the sound is now working for the punter and the dribbler. Hopefully those of you that are in trucks, using drills, using saws, fucking chopping down trees, can now hear our voices whilst you also do that. Hopefully now it is working.
We can only hope, Tom. Shout out to the lumberjacks out there.
Good friends of ours.
I've forgotten the lumberjack.
Yep. Not those in the Amazon deforesting.
No, I'm talking about the sustainable lumberjack, Tom. The sustainable lumberjack. They cut them down, they replant them. The all-purpose man. Shout out to him. Shout
Or
out to
her.
you. Or her. Fucking oath, Tom. Shout out to the truckies. Shout out to those on
the
work
tools.
sites. On
Grinding.
the tools. Grinding to make a living. To bring shelter from the rain.
Father, son.
Made to carry on, is that?
Yeah,
Made to-
blue denim in his veins.
Oh, he's a working class man.
Or woman.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, sure. He's a working class they. Welcome to the Thursday podcast.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here once again, Tom, with you. How are you, bro?
Mate, I'm good. I am good. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Sun shining. We have all just been talking. I don't want to get it off on like an etched note.
No, look, I wanted to delicately get into it.
Yeah.
I think that we just need to address the elephant in the room, or a shark, as it were.
Look, there's shark attack in Sydney yesterday. Obviously, someone died, and condolences to that man, or that person, and their family. Very heavy, fucking awful. But unfortunately, videos get around. There were dudes on the rocks filming it. And I would say, like, there have been videos, like there's like Livewire, I think it's called, or Live Leak, which is like a YouTube for etched shit. There was rotten.com when you were coming up where you used to see really fucked up things. I'm like, I've seen a lot of fucked, like the shark attack videos in my time. I don't know that there's any more fucked up shark video than that one.
I've never seen shark attack video before.
You don't really see that many.
No, well, they're rare, right? Typically not something that is filmed.
It's such an opportunistic, well, it's such a like you got to be there moment, but like that was when those videos started getting fucking pizzled around yesterday. Which again, like I know is a fucked up thing to happen. Like if that was your family member, then you're like, it's awful. But it's like those videos are being posted on like New York Post and shit. My sister's like, holy shit. My sister's like, they're posting these on websites in America.
Posting the whole thing.
The videos on a website in America on New York Post.
They don't give a fuck over there.
It doesn't do much for brand Australia either, where everyone thinks that everything here is going to kill you.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not great for brand Australia.
Not that that's important.
To put it in context, first fatal shark attack in Sydney since 1963. Dior, I think it's around there. So they're rare.
Yes,
They
as
are
hen's
rare.
teeth.
Guess where the most shark attacks in the world happen?
Okay, hold on. Give me a second here, Eddie. I'm going to have a little think about this one. Western Australia, South Australia.
America,
Ooh.
particularly around Florida.
Fuck. Okay.
I think the most deaths as well. Dior that.
Really?
But I was looking it up this morning because I was like, what's the...
You
I
were
was
trying to make
it was
sense
in
of it.
It was in the article and I'm like, what's the lay of the land here, people? I mean, I know it doesn't happen that often on the East Coast. It happens a fuckload in Western Australia. I think in Australia there's about 10 a year, most of them in Western Australia. So that shouldn't come as no surprise.
No.
You gotta have something wrong with you to tie up in the water out there, I would
Or
think.
the abalone divers down south where it's like...
Oh, that's like Great Australian Bite.
The Great Australian Bite,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Like, my God.
No, thank you.
But so you're saying Florida is where it's...
Apparently, yeah.
They get into their work.
Can you...
Yeah, it says the most recorded shark attacks is at New Smyrna Beach in Florida, and like
Why would you swim there?
But they make out like
Where the scariest place on
I'm
earth.
like, bruh, You got bears and fucking rattlesnakes and
What, mountain lions?
mountain lions and shark attacks out the arse. You got a fair bit going on yourselves.
I feel like you never think that your place is as scary as it is, or like you think other places. Your fear of the unknown, right? Like I think of the king cobra, and like I don't even know where the king cobra is, but I feel like those where like a cobra can just fucking wriggle into a village, and I'm like that to me would be terrifying. But I'm like,
well, that's the Eastern Brown, baby.
that's what I mean, right? The king brown, the funnel web, which I've never seen, touch wood.
They're out and about.
I know, but like
I think the thing about Australia is it's nature, the bush, so close to you, right? Like cities in America, there's not a tree forever. You know what I mean? There's a lot of the natural world around you in Australia, maybe a little bit closer to it. I heard this once. This could be complete bullshit, Tom. So take this with a grain of salt, punters and dribblers, and just take a deep breath if you're about to fucking lay into us in the YouTube comments. I heard that, in Australia, you go into the bush and there's like spider webs and there's fucking lizards and there might be snakes and you might tread on a bee and there's shit going on in there. If you're looking for a tennis ball, let's say, or a cricket ball.
Yeah.
Apparently in places like Germany and shit, you just walk in there, nothing doing.
As in, like, you have nothing to fear.
There's like the creepy crawlies not doing their things as much.
Isn't it like New Zealand? They got nothing bad. But I couldn't imagine the freedom of being able to just...
Because you've got to have your wits about you in the bush. You always got your feet on the ground.
100%.
And you've always got your feet up and around.
Looking around,
you.
you're almost tiptoeing a little bit in the bush, like to go and get a tennis ball.
Well, I mean, I once got stung on a bee getting a tennis ball out of like low shrubbery when I was a boy, and it's never left my mind.
Yeah, I've had that sort of shit happen. Where I had a bee in my hair once. Just ran my hands through my hair. Look, let's make no mistake about it. There could be a whole colony of bees in my hair, and I don't know. I got such is the volume of my hair.
Yeah.
I'd say the same about you.
Yeah.
But I ran my hand through my hair and managed to come across at least a bee colony or a bee of sorts. Stung my hand and Terrible.
Have you been stung by a wasp?
I don't think so. I feel like I'd remember it.
They look like
they could do some damage.
They look like they could fuck you up. You got to remember as well in Australia, parking the wasp just for a moment.
Yeah, if we can park the wasp.
Crocodiles getting around doing the damn thing.
We have dinosaurs here.
Yeah, alligators are cool, bro. They're cute.
Alligators
They're not
kick
crocs,
rocks.
bro.
No, alligators aren't crocs.
Crocs will fuck alligators up. And that's a fact.
I wonder who wins
what?
shark croc. Probably a shark, right? Because it's a bit more their territory.
That's a great question, Tom. I don't have the answers. I think a great white does a croc on its ear, right?
I would think so.
Because of its gills.
On its gills.
It does say here, according to naturenoon.com, a great white shark would beat a crocodile, but most other shark species wouldn't.
Ooh, okay. I like that, though.
Dude, crocodiles are fucking huge.
Yeah, they are big.
So you'd need a bit of size, a bit of power.
And then an orca defeats all.
Yes. Orca, king of the water.
King of the water. That's a comfortable place to be. Obviously, there are probably things like down the deep, dark depths where you've got like a squid that's like 300 meters long. We haven't found him yet.
No, I think the orca just...
You think the orca just is?
I think the orca... I think the orca is...
What about like a kraken, dude?
Yeah, those giant squids like take on whales and shit. So I know whales aren't.
You see whales with like scars on them and stuff.
Yeah,
from
so like they can wrap around.
Look, jury's out on the kraken.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Yeah. Jury's out on the kraken. The kraken may be the goat. I don't know. I haven't seen a kraken in action.
No.
I've seen crocs do their work.
Yeah, and you've seen orcas do their work, seen great whites.
100%.
They aren't sure whether this was a great white.
Well, they think it was a bull.
Yeah. But that's a huge bull, isn't it?
I don't know. Well,
how big do bulls get?
I couldn't see how big it was in the video.
You can get an idea, bro.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Have you seen both videos?
Mm-hmm. Wish I hadn't.
Yeah, same. Wish I hadn't. But I'm
not that way inclined, really.
Well, it's a horrible thing to watch, dude.
But you know how they were like growing up, there was always the kid that.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Growing up, we used to watch
ball into some fucking headless video or some
We used to watch fucked up videos coming up. Like, as I said, rotten.com was where I first saw some things that, like, I've seared into my 13-year-old brain. Like, I just have never left me, like, really fucked up things.
Yeah, see.
Then, like, in high school, I saw a dude get beheaded on a video.
Best call.
It's too much.
It's way too much.
It's
horrible.
too much.
It's awful. But those things exist. And when you're younger, you're a bit more like...
But for a young mind, Tom...
It's not good.
especially from a sheltered life.
Exactly. I haven't seen any hardships, dude. Jesus Christ.
No, you haven't. You haven't lived any.
And then you go and see something like that, and you're like, "Good God, how do I make sense of that?" When my biggest problem is like, I can't find my shoes.
Chips were cold.
Yeah, they were cold as a witch's tit.
Very upsetting.
Cried myself to sleep,
and rightly so. But it's all context, Tom.
Yeah, it is.
It is all context. It is all context.
How big do bull sharks get, though?
Bull sharks can get 3.4 meters long.
Okay,
The largest caught on record was 350 kilos, caught near Cairns.
so that
was probably not a bull.
well, it seemed they were
Didn't
saying
they
that was
say 4
5,
meters?
4 or 5
Again, who the fuck?
How big does a great white get? What's the biggest a great white can get?
Let's guess.
I'm going to say 12 meters.
I was going to say 10. I was going to say 10.
Well, yeah,
I think it's 12 meters.
I don't have any idea.
No, it says adult length can be 4.5 to 6.4 meters.
What's the biggest recorded history?
Dude, like 10
There's always
meters is
outliers, bro.
fucking huge.
Are you telling me that sharks don't get bigger than 4 meters? I know 4 meters is big, but I'm like the roof would that be 4 meters? That to me seems small.
I feel
That
like
wouldn't be
that's
4 meters. That'd be
more than-
lower.
Yeah.
Walk out 4 meters, mate. Like, what's the carpet? 3? 3.5? 4? Maybe that's 4 meters. Pretty big.
It's not that big though.
It's pretty big.
It's humongous, but it's not what I thought.
It's not blue whale big, Tom.
I'm not asking for a blue whale. That'd be
Nor should you. The biggest
goddamn
thing of all
terrifying.
time.
The biggest thing that's ever lived. So what's the biggest fucking great white?
So the biggest great white shark, it gives a weight.
How can they
of-
report 5 meters in the news if great whites don't even hit 5 meters?
He said up to 6.
Oh, did you say 6?
Yeah.
I apologize.
So it says in weight, the biggest is 1,208 kilos. Again, caught in South Australian waters. But it doesn't say that how long that one was. There's talk of other ones that are like 6.5 meters.
Okay, 6 meters is fucking
There's
huge.
unconfirmed great white shark sightings of like around 10 meters and 11 meters. But those are from like the late 1800s.
Tough to buy. You don't buy yarns from the 1800s.
No, you don't buy
Although
it.
you could say that maybe during those times, before we'd fucking ruined the oceans, maybe there were some big boys getting around.
Well, we kill sharks at an alarming rate.
Yeah,
it's millions a year, I think. They get caught up in nets, I believe. Dior.
Humans are winning the war.
Isn't there so many? Well, we don't want to win the war though.
Well, I know, but
There's so many things
Calling
that are
for a
like,
truce.
But there's so many things in the world generally that are going wrong, like whether it's we're killing sharks at an alarming rate or that bee populations are dying and they like fucking, the most important thing in terms of like
Have you seen in Black Mirror?
haven't watched Black Mirror.
Oh, right.
I'm in a phase of my life where I need positivity and like laughs. And
Don't
like,
watch Black Mirror.
No.
vibes.
I'm in a real like not
But
confronting.
they
issues.
address the issue of the decline in bees with fake bees that pollinate on bees' behalf, but then they go rogue and start killing people
Terrific. Yeah. Well, that's great. My point
because
being,
they've been like hijacked by a mastermind who like taps into them and like,
then the bees
hacks
just start
them. He
killing
hacks the
them.
bees.
He hacks the bees.
Which is
Perfect.
what Elon Musk actually said the other day. I saw in like a fucking TikTok. This guy asked him, being like, "Is there AI now that like could be deadly to us?" And he's like, "Yeah, you could like you can comfortably hack into, or you could comfortably take over drones and like turn them into like attack drones and
Yeah.
shit." I'm like, "Oh my god,
Bro, you could hack into a Tesla.
yeah."
Teslas.
Well-
I rode in a Tesla the other day. Do you know? And this is what I was told by the Tesla owner. Shout out to Jerry and Roddy, who's obsessed with Teslas but doesn't own one yet.
Shout out to Max, he owns one as well.
But apparently, you can like download like a program that will make the car faster. So like updates where it's like, oh, I want to just, rather than it being like, oh, here's the thing we have to put into the car to make it faster. Obviously, this could be wrong, punters, dribblers.
Is that like tuning a car? Which you
but,
would have heard of.
but it's kind of like downloading an app.
like a software.
But they've got but
software update where it makes your car faster.
But is that because there's restrictions placed on the car? So like high-end cars here now have got restrictors put on. You can go and get them tuned. I don't know if it's illegal. I don't know if it's illegal. It's certainly frowned upon. Might be illegal. Where you make the car, you open the engine up because it's put restrictors on there because of government fucking
Whatever.
controls and
Don't
whatever.
go
Is
too
that the
quick.
same thing?
I don't know it.
I didn't think you would. I I didn't think you would. I'm merely posing questions. We pose
yeah.
questions here.
No, we do pose questions and rarely answer them. But I found that interesting though. Just as like where like Teslas are at. It's like
That is interesting, Tom. That is interesting.
But so what I'm saying is you can hack a Tesla and you could probably turn that into a thing.
Is that possible to hack a Tesla?
I'm assuming if it's a computer, how could you not hack it? That's what freaks me out.
Because you can even do stuff with like
not good.
The keys that are, you don't have to put the key in. You can kind of, if you get that key and like scan it or whatever and get the like RFID chip number or whatever's in it, you can just kind of like get another receiver that mimics the same frequency as that key and turn on someone's car without having the key. You know what I mean?
The Crooks, they're one step ahead, Tom.
They are.
Always have been.
Always one step ahead.
They've always been one step ahead.
We were back to the shark attack. Do we kill the shark if we find it?
No.
I guess I'm just trying to work out like what's the ethics around this thing where it's like we're in their domain and you enter the water knowing the stakes. But I think you often forget the stakes. You know what I mean? You forget the reality of where you are. But it's so
rare, right? That of course you forget the stakes. It's like when you drive a car. I don't think you're driving to assume you're gonna have a car accident.
No,
way more likely.
Yes.
So I think people worry more about shark attacks than car accidents. For example,
100%.
Like
because of the way you go.
I got to be honest. I put my hand up. I'm not a water baby by any stretch of the imagination.
You sink.
I don't have great natural buoyancy, but that's fine. I make do. But the idea of swimming in the open ocean has always wigged me out.
Yeah, like people that swim between the heads.
I'm just not good with that. Like, oh, you want to swim from Bondi to Bronte? No, I don't.
Never. Not even a bit.
A, I wouldn't make it. B, I wouldn't do it if I could. I would constantly be on edge.
Yeah.
Constantly.
My brother sent me a message he might have been in the
And this is like
group.
pre any of this shit.
No, 100%.
That's my life to this point.
My brother just said that he went and removed all the snorkeling gear from his Amazon wish list.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. And Streety and Sebbo, who were like planning to go on spearfishing, were like, nah.
But it's one of those things. Like Matho, a friend of the show, he's surfed his whole life. I don't think he's ever seen a shark, like with his own eyes. You know what I mean?
And there would have been plenty around when he's surfing. That's also the reality.
But then you talk to other people and they've seen heaps. So it's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
But like the reality being that there's actually plenty of sharks around, but you just don't see them because most of the time they're not really looking for it.
Like in Northern Territory, if a croc kills you because you jumped in the water, even though there's signs up, what do they do with it? Do they kill the croc?
I'm sure they kill the croc.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they kill the shark if they find it.
Depends where you are. Northern New South Wales, no way they kill that shark. No,
I reckon they'd go look for it and kill it.
No way.
See if there's a policy like whether
I don't think so. And Byron, like that's just not what they do up there.
But you don't know that. You're just saying, yo, that's a vibe. That's a vibe.
No, I think I'm almost certain.
Off.
Look it up,
vibe. Yeah, but you go on a vibe. You're not going off fuck.
No, because people get killed up there. You remember, you read about it.
They get killed up there, but I'm saying they send out patrols, and if they find that thing, I think they might.
I don't think so.
Destroy
Could
it.
be wrong.
I'm still on crocodiles in Northern Territory, but it said they used to kill them if there was an attack or something. Now they just move them to like a more remote location.
It's time to change, bro.
I respect the moving of a croc because it's much easier to move a croc, and I assume they're not like.
I think you'd be surprised. I think they're like the policy.
What's the drum lining and shit?
I don't think is that still done?
I think the drum lining is still done in WA.
It's definitely not done around Northern New South Wales.
Check where drum lining's done, Dave.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you'll find out. It's basically where they hang. I think they just like float hooks and basically across the top of the water, or like at some depth, and then sharks just swim through and hook onto them.
Yeah, not good.
It's terrible.
Yeah, they were deployed in 1962 in Queensland. They continue to be used in Queensland. In Western Australia, they were used intermittently. In the drumlines of Western Australia ceased in March 2017, so no longer. Oh, no, then they started again in 2019, but with new smart ones. Smart obviously being some acronym because it's all in capitals.
Yeah, they're just fucking like drum lines. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it sound like it's got some tech involved, but we're just killing.
Well, it's got Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You can actually connect to it and play music through it. Anyway, look, again, heavy.
Oh, okay. No, so in New South Wales North Coast, the smart drumline trial, 99% of targeted sharks and 98% of other animals were caught and released alive. That's not bad.
Now, if I was to whack on the old HSP issue tinfoil hat, I'd say that it's very easy just to say, just to fudge the numbers. Oh, yeah, no, just push off the dead sharks and go, oh, it's still alive. Yeah, we saved it.
Numbers are fudged.
He died from eating some bad fish before he got caught in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can fudge numbers.
Yeah, you can. Oh, fuck yeah. Just with an eraser and a good pencil.
Bit of whiteout.
Or whiteout. Shout out to whiteout.
Do you want to know something interesting I saw here before?
It'd be tough being in big whiteout.
Well,
because people don't write as much anymore.
People barely write. People like you certainly don't write.
They must hate the backspace.
Although you you keep whiteout probably a little bit in business for if you ever do write. Whiteout probably essential for you.
Why?
Because you got the worst handwriting known to man.
Yeah, I know. It's illegible. Doesn't mean I need to.
It looks like hieroglyphs.
Doesn't mean I need to rewrite shit.
Well, I assume that probably is paired with a poor, grasp of spelling and grammar. So whiteout probably, or just going, look, no one can read that. I'm going to
start again.
Have another crack.
Yeah, look, there's obviously whiteout plays a role. Obviously plays a role.
Could get your personal whiteout sponsor.
We could. I read something interesting the other day. Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear it?
I would love to.
What is the highest peak that Australia owns?
Cozzy?
Thought it was Cozzy. Not Cozzy.
Not Cozzy.
No. There's a higher peak. I think there's definitely one higher peak on an island called Head Island, basically in the middle of the fucking Indian Ocean, in the middle of fucking...
But wait, it's ours?
Yeah, it's Australian. There's also two active volcanoes there. The only two that we own. Have you ever heard of Head Island?
Can you get some Head Island images up for us, Dave?
Have you ever heard of Head Island?
I've never heard of Head Island.
No.
Now, is the peak one where it's like it starts at the bottom of the ocean and only just pops out a little bit? Or is it actually above ocean height?
Mawson Peak.
So it's near Antarctica, down there.
See?
And that's ours?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I don't feel comfortable claiming that.
Well, Mawson found it. He was one of ours. It's the third... Well, it says it's the third highest peak in any state or territory of Australia. Higher than Kosciuszko and surpassed only by...
Oh, yeah. It's surpassed by two in
in
Australian-owned Antarctic
yeah,
territory.
right.
Okay, can we see some images of this island?
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit confused. Where do you draw the line with this shit? The highest...
Okay, see, this isn't Australia. I'm not prepared to claim this. This has got fucking...
Even though it says it's Australian.
Look, you know what?
Christmas Island's Australia. It's fucking nowhere near us.
It's probably closer than this place.
I'm sure it is.
I will claim it because the same way that we claim Kyrie Irving because he was born here, even though we don't really claim him. It's probably a weirder reference, Kyrie.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, because someone mentioned it to me the other day. It was like, dude, we got.
He was born in Melbourne.
They were saying. I think who was it saying to me dude, we got 3 Aussies on the Brooklyn Nets. I'm like,
who said that?
Were you with me?
No.
Where was I? I can't remember. But someone said, yeah, 3 Aussies on the Brooklyn Nets. And I'm like, what? No, Paddy Mills, Thingo, and Kyrie. And I was like, Kyrie. Come on. But then I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll take it. Even though Kyrie's a bit of a gorp.
Just thought you'd want to know that, mate.
Mate,
two active volcanoes.
Good for you, Eddie.
Yeah.
2 active volcanoes is a little concerning. I'm glad now we've got some distance between us and Hayman Island or whatever it's called.
Well, we just don't do active volcanoes in Australia typically, except on Hurler Island.
No.
It's nowhere near us.
I'm not a big fan of an active volc. If I can avoid it, I don't want to be near
You're not an active volc guy? You wouldn't set up camp at the bottom of an active volc?
Who the fuck would? I know
People
plenty
do.
have. I know, but
it's done.
I think maybe that's because it's quite fertile soil and ground and shit.
But you're tempting fate a little bit. What's the most famous explosion?
Pompeii.
Pompeii.
The ones where they're like frozen in the ground.
Like, did they?
Some guys covered.
Did it just?
Jankin.
Did it just?
Seen that?
Is that true?
I
Well,
haven't seen that.
get it up. In fairness, it's unfair to that gentleman to assume just that from the way that he's been frozen.
Maybe he
in
was
time.
shielding his cock.
Like, it's just how it looks, you know? It does look like he's, you know, about to complete.
Pompeii man is not actually masturbating in photo. Men's health. Well,
firstly, men's health, you don't know, and we don't know, but I assume...
So what we're saying that he's tried to get one off before death got him.
Before, yeah.
Going out on a high, as it were.
Coming and going at the same time.
Coming and going.
Very well done, Dave.
Well done, Dior. Rare from you.
I assume that's stolen.
Not from.
Is it stolen?
I mean, someone's probably said it before me, but
Dude, Pompeii's wild. Isn't it crazy, some of these things you uncover? Imagine uncovering this, like the Pompeii, and being like, holy, look at these people frozen in time.
Were they dug up?
What, as opposed to what?
Like when they were just when Pompeii was discovered, were these fossil? Probably the wrong word.
They were like
entombed, whatever.
Yeah.
They dug up, or were they just
what out
out
there
and
like
about?
statues. I think you probably have to uncover a bit of them if like they've been smushed by lava. Right?
Sure.
You're not
Sure. Yeah, sure. Just
there'd be some excavation that was required.
you would.
I would imagine. Not being an archaeologist. I actually really wanted to be an archaeologist when I was a kid. Just because of how like you're digging up dinosaurs and all that sort of shit. I imagine there's a lot more involved that I wouldn't enjoy though. You know, I'm much more like, bring me along for the dig, leave me alone. I don't want to do the rest of this shit.
I'll work the brush.
You call me in when you found something cool, and I'll get to brushing.
I'll get to brushing. Would you have the patience? Would your hand be delicate enough?
Look, I wouldn't know until I was out there in the field with the brush in hand.
I think you got to feel brush on dirt. Don't you?
Yeah.
Or brush on bone.
Brush
to
on
really
bone,
know.
brush on Pompeii people, to know how you go with a brush and what sort of longevity you have in the industry at large.
I tell you what, would be sick to own a
T-Rex skull.
Yeah.
Or you mean a whole T-Rex?
A whole T-Rex. How much would that cost?
Now, where did I hear this? Apparently, like the most, there's like, I think I was on a Rogan podcast once.
That they're not that complete.
No. About like the black market of dinosaur bones and like some of like the
Yeah, I
richest,
think I heard that as well.
richest motherfuckers in the world like have these, have like dinosaur skeletons and stuff in their house, or that Rogan was he was looking at a house to buy in LA,
Yes.
and the house came with like a complete T-Rex.
Or was it a velociraptor or something like that? I
Something.
can't remember. You're right. Rich people would own some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, like mummies and shit.
Mate, someone owns Napoleon's cock. That's legit. That's a fact.
I wonder what Adam Elliott's would go for when he finally hangs up the balls, so to speak.
Well, he's got a hog of consequence, but that's more like a hog for hog's sake as opposed to
Like
great wartime leader.
one of the great hogs in history.
a great general.
He's
rather.
got a great hog in history, whereas this is a, you know... Ooh,
Well,
where's-
it's a historic hog as opposed to a great hog
of history.
That's
or
right.
historically great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
Have we got any images of Napoleon's dick? And why, next question, is his dick even owned?
Was that it? Is that it?
So this
Why
looks
though?
like could be it. I'll get into what the Wikipedia article says. So
That's a cartoon rendering.
is it?
That doesn't look real to me. That
Oh,
looks
you
more
mean it's
real.
like a drawn
Oh,
photo or
that
something?
looks.
That's a
more real.
replica of Napoleon's penis. Was on display in New York City for a few hours.
A replica. Oh, what are you doing? I'm just building a replica of Napoleon's dick. Why? Is that his dick?
So it says in the Wikipedia article, the preserved penis has been described as barely recognizable as a human body part and its authenticity is unclear. A documentary that aired on Channel 4 described it as very small, measured to be 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. It is not known what
Jesus.
size it was
That's
during
tough.
his lifetime.
Shrunk over time.
Yeah, that's also like if you're going
shrinkage.
If you're going to bat for Napoleon here, you're going listen, like you know,
Well, if your dick's been in liquid for couple of 100 years.
Yeah, that thing's it's bound to shrivel. And then if you take it out of there, it's going to dry and shrink.
It says here,
Like a dog turd. It comes out nice and big and proud, and then before you know it, it's this tiny white fucking ghost.
it says the item's owner has allowed 10 people to see it, and it has never been recorded on camera.
Okay, so this thing could just be one of the great
But-
wool pulls of all time.
Do you know about Rasputin's penis?
Well, he had a monster, didn't he?
He had a huge one. And
Oh, did
and
he?
it's still around.
Whoa!
Is that it?
What the fuck?
Is that it?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That
I don't know
thing's
if
a
it's like
thumper.
100% confirmed, but it's...
Look, it's not a great... it looks like an elephant's trunk.
It's
not-
It's thick to... It starts thick.
It starts at the base.
Well, at the base it's thick, and then
It sort of really comes into a point. I don't know if that's desirable or not. It doesn't look very appetizing, if you know what I mean.
Look, not knowing... What I can't comment. It doesn't look appetizing.
No, you can't comment on what an appetizing dick.
Feels like. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some debate over it. It says, legend says that Prince Felix Yusupov cut off Rasputin's penis and tossed it away. The severed penis was then taken to Paris, where it was worshipped and used for weird cult rituals. It says the current owner bought the penis for $8,000. It
Steal.
now resides in the Museum of Erotica in St. Petersburg. And it says here it's probably just a cow penis.
It's probably a cow penis.
Is that what a cow's dick looks like? Cow's dicks look kind of like human dicks then.
more than I would have thought?
If
but
that's-
the triangle shape of it, I haven't seen before.
No.
in my time.
But the tip...
The tip looked more or less there, yeah.
More
But
or
it-
less.
It starts so wide.
Yeah,
Look
it
how wide
does.
it is. It's a wide member at the base.
It's a very wide member, much like a mountain. You know what I mean? It really comes into a peak. That might be the highest peak in Australia. Can you just, penis worship. Why are people cutting off dicks and like...
I don't know so much about Nepal. I feel
No,
like
just
it's
in general, like, can you just, like, what, is there a reason why some of the great dicks in history are preserved in, like, liquid? What are we doing?
What, like, why do they cut them off, or
Yeah.
why do they preserve them in liquid?
Why do they cut them off? Like, why
Why
is...
are they kept?
Why are they kept? Why is Napoleon's dick still a thing,
Well,
potentially?
Napoleon had a lot of weird shit going on around him. People thought he had like powers and stuff, and he was some sort of like sexual god or whatever.
And the penis was, given a lot of credit for this?
I think so, and I think he also like fucked the whole royal family when he was helping them out.
Okay, so he had a dick game on him.
Yeah, there's all these things about how people tried to poison Rasputin a few times, but he didn't die. And then when they finally killed him, like they shot him a bunch of times and like stabbed him and then wrapped him up in this carpet and threw him in the river. And then when they found him in the river, they found evidence that he had like ingested water, so he was pretty much still breathing, and he only died because he drowned, not because he had been shot like 10 times. There's a lot of weird stories around Rasputin.
He was a stayer.
Yeah, he was a stayer, all right. Okay, well, good on him.
Weird though.
Weird.
But people own, like, if you look up like famous artworks that are missing and shit, like
Yeah.
someone would have them squirreled away somewhere.
Yeah.
The original World Cup, we might have talked about this a
No,
while ago.
I didn't know that.
It went missing. Someone probably owns it.
Well, you would 100%.
Well, it might have
know
been
that.
melted down for gold, but you know,
Oh, okay.
there is a black market for these things.
Dude, like, when the world was still largely undiscovered, but we had the technology to be able to go and like explore the world.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how exciting it would have been to have been a treasure hunter? Or like, you know what I mean? Like a tomb raider. Like you go and you hear these old stories of like, yeah, we think
Are
there
you
was a
talking
city
about-
here, or we think there was something in the
Right.
Amazon here, and you're going deep into the jungle just to,
Looking for treasure.
yeah.
Have you played Uncharted, the game? It's like
Haven't.
that.
No.
Fucking great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I wonder how much of that is still done. Like they're always looking for Nazi gold and like
The lost city of Atlantis.
all that sort of shit. Like, is that
Have
we basically done our dash?
Have we got all the treasure? Probably not.
There'd have to be more treasure.
Well, underwater, submarine exploration is where
Well,
you need to go.
I still believe in X marks the spot, baby. You know what I mean?
Treasure maps and shit.
Yeah, all the way through the. Is it not the Mediterranean? No. Around
Caribbean?
the Caribbean. Yeah. Around the Caribbean, there'd be some islands dotted around there. X marks the spot. Go,
I'd
Gary,
love-
surely.
Dude, I'd love to find an X marks a spot map. That was the shit. Like when you were a kid, X marks a spot, going to treasure hunt. Mate, you couldn't beat that.
No, you couldn't beat that. But if you were playing for real, stakes are high.
Stakes are way higher.
I think that.
I think there's still a few like of those riddly like things out there where it's like, you know, people are still on the hunt for things.
They just found the world's first true millipede. Did you see that the other day?
Okay, is this a treasure or is this an animal?
No, it's an animal.
Okay, this is definitely a pivot, but I'm into it.
Oh yeah.
Have you got an image?
They were, basically they were deep down some really deep mine.
What do you mean the first ever millipede?
First true millipede that it actually had like
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 legs. So
Why would they call anything a millipede if it didn't have 1,000 legs?
just guessing.
I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah.
First true millipede, new species with more than 1,000 legs discovered in Western Australia. Fuck yeah, we own it.
It's weird stuff.
That is weird stuff. How long is it, Dave?
It said 1,306 legs long, but I wonder how.
As if it had an odd number of legs. That'd be weird.
95.7 millimeters long. That's like 10 cent. What?
95 what?
It says 95 millimeters. Hang on. Oh, yeah,
That is 9.5 centimeters.
Yeah.
Lucky I'm good. That was a pivot.
That was a pivot I didn't see coming. We were in the middle of treasure chest, was it?
Well,
treasure,
they're still finding things.
finding things. Dave talking about finding things.
Okay.
It's still, look,
It's the longbow, but we trade in the longbow game.
we are in the longbow business.
We are in the long, yeah.
Let me give you another pivot. How the fuck does Prince Andrew of Rock Spider fame,
Of just settled fame.
clearly doing some dodgy shit fame, just get off by paying money?
Because it was a civil case, not a criminal case. They didn't have any actual evidence.
But him paying 20 mil is an admission of guilt.
Well, it can be seen that way. I'm not fucking defending Prince Andrew by any means, but it can
Did I
also
say Prince Philip?
I don't think so.
Cool.
But it can also be seen as like, I
Fuck
want
off.
this to go away. Because they wrap them up in NDAs. They can't say shit like, fuck off. Like, I think it happens before. I'm sure in the history of the world, people have paid out or settled in civil cases where they weren't in the wrong. I'm sure it's happened. Now, am I defending him? No, I'm not.
No.
I'm just saying
That's...
it's a reality. Okay. And we don't know for 100% sure, I don't think. Although where there is smoke, there is usually fire.
We're pretty close. If we were talking percentages, we'd imagine that we're probably up.
But put it this way. They don't have anything to charge him criminally, I don't think.
No.
So
And
they
if
don't
they
have
did-
evidence.
And if they did, they'd be trying to bury it.
Well, if they did, I'm sure that it's all been, snapped up, hidden, destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Queen's son can be seen to be a pedophile or like convicted of.
No.
That's not great for brand royal family.
No, it's
who
not.
have had their troubles in the past, Tom.
They have.
I mean, the Queen's uncle abdicated. It started there. Then fucking...
Well, I'm sure it started before then.
No, but like I'm saying in her memory.
Yeah, right. In her memory.
In
But
her-
the family
in her
has
reign.
a long storied history of weird
Oh,
shit.
Fuck yeah. But I'm just saying in her reign, let's keep it short and sharp.
Yeah.
Some weird shit's happened. And then lately, fucking Harry fucks off to Canada. They're
Says
doing
the
Oprah
family's
things.
racist.
I mean, it's
which
a
I'm
lot.
Sure there are.
But
Diana.
Diana.
Let's not forget about Lady
May she
Di.
rest in peace. But pedophilia.
That's another level.
That's another level to this shit.
And he just seems like a sick puppy.
Well, that interview he did where he's sweating like a pig and shit is probably the worst PR decision of all time.
I think that's a fair statement. The worst decision from a PR perspective.
If I was the Queen and I got wind of him wanting to do that, I would literally,
Chain him.
chain him to in a dungeon somewhere. Put him in the Tower of London and go, bruh, you ain't leaving.
Do you think that a decision like that comes with being so detached from reality and having such like a warped perception of your own capabilities that like he thought like, yeah, I can do this. I
they
could
don't
get it. Yeah,
usually-
let me go and put out a couple of fires here. And they're like, what's this photo? He's like,
I don't remember that.
Why are you walking with Epstein through New York and like fucking inside his house? He's like,
I love how they just also employ the old tactic, deny till you die. It's like, we've got a photo. We go, well, I don't remember it.
Yeah, that could be photoshopped.
As if that
could be photoshopped. Okay, well, how do you argue with that? Deny till you die.
you can say, but we do live in Photoshop time, so you can
say it.
say it.
And I don't know how you can, like, you can prove something is photo. Well, I'm trying to work this out.
I think they can tell.
Can you prove something isn't photoshopped?
I think so.
Because you might be able to find signs of something. Oh, well, you can see it's photoshopped here because of this, this, and this.
I think if you go far enough in, you can tell. Yeah.
So if I was just to be like, yeah, it's photoshopped, there would be a way to prove that.
Yes.
It's not photoshopped.
Yeah, yeah. As far as I know, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
As far as I know.
And how far is it that you know?
Well, I remember watching a sort of crime documentary with Elza a while ago, and it might have been about William Tyrrell actually, and about how the time might have been doctored on the photo, but apparently they can tell somehow.
Right.
Again, I'm not a specialist in
anything
at all, except dribble and yarn.
Yeah, dribble and yarn, yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I'm not going to get into fucking specifics around like identifying the legitimacy of photos, Tom. We can speculate there, my friend.
We like to speculate.
And we will.
Point
is, Prince Andrew settled. He's gone into the tax-funded coffers.
Yeah, that's also a thing as well. And just whipped out 20 mil and gone, here you go.
What, is the number out?
20 mil.
20 million?
20 mil.
Ooh, that's a lot of dough, Ray, mate. 20 million
shitload.
pounds? You'd assume.
You would assume.
Queen's currency. Paying with photos of his mum.
Dude, here you go.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. I've never thought about that, actually. That would be a weird thing to be doing. But, I mean, what's weirder than that? Being a fucking sicko. Being a rock spider that hangs around with Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly.
Ghislaine. She got convicted, right? She hasn't been chirping like I think people thought she would be, or has
every single like that whole thing just seemed like it was just kept so tight, so
has
tight.
She been chirping? She been whispering things?
She's locked up, and they probably like, hey, you don't say anything, we won't kill you. We're gonna put you in prison because that's where you're going. I assume she'd go to prison, didn't she, Dave? Yeah. For how long?
I think for the rest of her life is what.
But like, there was so little reporting on that.
We've talked about this.
We have.
Faces. Hang on.
Has she been sentenced or just found guilty?
Oh, maybe she hasn't been sentenced.
No, she's been convicted, I think. I don't know if she's been sentenced. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think she's been sentenced yet. When was this written?
Who knows? She'll probably get let out.
But yeah, I feel like that whole trial took about 2 weeks in total.
Yeah, and you didn't hear a thing about it because it wasn't a federal case or something. So there's like, or because it was a federal case, you can't film it, and the facts are meant to be kept behind closed doors. There was some reason behind it, but it was like,
When the Queen dies, do you think that they'll start putting Charles on the coins, on the back of the coin?
Yeah, hundo. I think that's part of it.
But
he fucking might die before she does.
She's got a fucking engine on her, mate.
She does, dude. She's got a serious
She's
motor.
got one of the great engines all time.
It's her and Nathan Hindmarsh. I don't know who's got the bigger motor.
I think she
bests Hindy.
Bests him. I was going to say edges. I was thinking nudges. I was getting confused. I was getting wrapped up in my own dribble.
But you got there.
I think she edges Nathan.
Yeah.
With one of the great engines all time.
But still.
Because she just keeps going and going. She doesn't appear to have much quit in her. Like when she does interviews and shit,
she's still there, bit of get up and go.
She's 95.
How old is she?
96.
Queen?
Yeah. She's sending herself
Charles
a
is looking pretty fucking old. He's not looking younger than two.
No. Charles looks like an old avocado left in the sun.
She's turning 96 this year in April.
Good for her.
Call her 96, punters and dribblers.
It's funny though, right? Because you're like, oh, he's this sweet little old grandma, but she's kind of like the head of this really fucked up family and like a seemingly dodgy.
She herself is like loved and adored and revered.
Yeah.
Then you get to Charles, who everyone's like, that Diana stuff is a bit etch.
Just a touch.
And then William.
People are cool with.
Yeah.
but a little less now with the whole Harry like fucking. But I
Yeah.
think people are cool with William. He's like the young new age, you know.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, you hear whispers about it might have a little bit of piglet in him. I don't know how true that is.
Who are you hearing whispers about William
Who
from?
do you girls, mate? What do you mean?
So just chicks that you know.
Yes.
Right. So it's not whispers.
Of course. I'm just saying to you.
It's not like you're fucking, oh yeah, but this chick I knew used to chong Prince William.
All I'm saying is the whispers are out there.
I'm sure he's a little piglet. I'm sure he's got a bit of oink in him, Eddie.
I think he looks like he's got a bit of oink in him.
Everyone's got a bit of oink in him. Man, woman, child, everyone's got a bit of oink in them. I think that's just natural.
To oink.
To oink.
To want to oink.
To want to oink. And some people repress the oink. And I think that is actually worse for you. You need to give into the oink every once in a while.
Look at the Catholic Church.
Exactly, dude. That place is a pig
Give
pen.
into your inner oink.
Otherwise, if you don't, it manifests in really fucked up ways.
And it doesn't need to be sexual either, the oink.
No.
Like, you can blow off steam in many ways.
Many a fashion. For you, blowing off steam might be a really, intricate high ropes course at a Christian camp.
That might get you your oink up and about.
That might, satiate the
Your inner-
urge to oink. Your inner oink.
Maybe. But I don't think you can do ropes courses forever.
Well, certainly not.
Shout out to Wang Bangalang. outside of Dubbo, a great ropes course.
Wang Bangalang. Shout out to Wang Bangalang. One of the great ropes courses.
One of the great low ropes courses.
Yeah, low
in the
ropes
country.
course is probably a little more.
Well, I was a low ropes guy, Tom.
for the younger
I've
ropes
done a
course.
high ropes. I did it. I think I had it next to where Manly train up at Narrabeen there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a ropes course there.
I did the high ropes there.
Does it hold a candle to the Wang Bangalang?
No, Wang Bangalang's best in the state, Tom. We know this.
We do know this.
I hope it's still there.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. So do I. David, just quickly, how long have we been going for?
45 minutes.
Okay. I think at this stage I'd like to maybe call our good friend Sebbo of About Even fame. Sebbo yesterday fell, I don't know, how do you say it? Fucked himself up basically playing golf.
Yeah.
We were, the photos started pouring in to the WhatsApp group of Sebbo pounding a green whistle and being stretched off a golf course. And I just thought, I think it's best that he tell the story.
I think so. I think you want this from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard it from him.
No, he's just,
verbatim yet.
no.
It's just been text. I want to hear his voice.
Yeah, exactly. So let's, we'll try and give him a call and get him on the blower and we'll see what the fuck happened.
Yo.
Yo, Sebbo.
Yeah.
You are on the pod, brother. How are you?
Yeah, all right. All right. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We just we just saw the video you sent through as well. So you were out. You were fuck. Sorry, I was coughing. We basically just wanted to get you on. For those of you that don't watch About Even, Sebbo also part of the About Even crew, and Sebbo was out playing golf yesterday, and then we just got photos that rolled in of you basically sucking on a green whistle and getting stretched off a golf course. What happened?
Well, like, for a bit of context, it kind of makes, like, it a bit funnier. So, like, I was out there filming, right, and I've been trying to film, like, a couple of golf courses to do, like, expose little videos for golf courses. And it's been like a real tough thing to try, like, film yourself playing golf and playing at the same time. And then Braden from About Even messaged me and say, hey, if you ever need a spare pair of hands, I'll come along and help you film some. So I'm like, great. And everything's like going like really smoothly because like I've got like the first time in my ever, I've got like a spare pair of hands and I don't have to worry about the camera or anything like that. And I tried to make
what hole were you on?
Side point. Yeah, another side point, I'll give you this. I tried to like, okay, let's make a bit of fun out of this video and let's try break 90, but I'll give myself 3 mulligans, just to kind of give it a bit of tactics, give it a bit of fun, give it a bit of, something to follow along with.
Mm.
And then I hadn't taken a mulligan the whole time. And then I'm at hole 13, which is this like little par 3 with water to the left and like out of bounds to the right. Hadn't taken a mulligan the whole time. I was tracking okay, but I just like first shot like right into the out of bounds, And I'm like, and I said, mulligan. And so then I tee up my mulligan ball. Like, this is my first mulligan that I've taken. And I hit it, and it's like, oh, it's trending to the same place that I just hit it before, but it's kind of being blocked by this bush. So I'm going to, naturally just start walking sideways.
So that you can sort of see where the ball's going.
Exactly. So I'm worried about the ball. And then I just feel this, like, jolt come up my body. And, like, just had no idea what it was. And then I just look down and just see a T marker with one nail on one side that's about 10 centimeters long, and the other one attached to my shoe going into my foot. And from there it just there's a trying to figure out how to get off the golf course, how to get into a golf cart. Like, this thing's attached. Braden nearly made me rip it out, but I remember my first aid training, never remove impaled objects. And I was about to rip it out, but I was like, nah. And then some onlooker came and he was like, nah, don't rip it out. And then
hold on. So once you've impaled yourself with this 10 centimeter nail in your foot, which is just fucking ghastly. Like, where in the foot? Like, how far up? Is it in your heel?
Did it come out the other side?
Kind of halfway in my foot.
Did it come out the other side?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did it come out the other side of your foot?
No. So, luckily, it missed it. It came in on so it was my right foot. I'm in on the right hand side, on a slight angle, just going up into the flesh.
Oh my God.
And it's missed the outside, and it's just kind of slightly gone up into my foot. But this fake bloody T marker, which is fake wood, is actually lead. Honestly, it's 3 or 4 kilos.
Oh, so they're really heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so, it's just hard. And it's how do I, kind of strap it to me? Or, what do I do? How do I get into the golf cart? I don't want to mess this around. Luckily, when it happened, and I've got the video footage.
Which we just watched that. It was fucking disgusting.
But, yeah, I luckily just, rolled into a position to not make it worse or move around. But it was just, what do I do? How do I get in here? And the pro shop's so far away. I was at the other side of the golf course, pretty much. And it's a real bumpy ride there. So we managed to get me into a golf cart, and then there's a kind of secret entrance to, it's that little entrance in Mario Kart where you jump up into the waterfall canyon. There's this little secret entrance there.
Chupa Beach.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But trying to explain that to the Ambos was impossible, because I'm on the phone to the Ambos going what's your location? I'm like, in the middle of East Lakes Golf Course. What's the address there? I'm like, well, I'm not at an address. I'm in the middle
I'm at East Lakes Golf Course. Get here.
Yeah, yeah. And then I tried to explain the address as had some onlookers it's on a highway, right? So it's turning into this thing normally to go chipping is quite dangerous, because everyone's going about 90, 100 Ks, and then you just got to turn right into a dirt road off the highway. So had to try to explain it to them, but then had to get there myself. And so, obviously, my body's quite tense, and I'm kind of sitting in the golf cart trying to hold on to this piece of wood whilst on the phone to Millie, telling her, what's going on. But then my legs just start spasming, because they've just been I've been holding this really weird position. And so they start spasming and shaking. And so this with this 4 kilo freaking log on the end of it, it's just oh my God, this is going to come out.
Holy shit. How much pain were you in?
Well, to be honest, it's I guess if you ask, any sort of war hero, they would say that you don't notice it straight away, because it just goes in so quickly. And I think adrenaline and stuff just kicks in. And so it's I wasn't in a ton of pain. It was more the mental pain of an injury. I swear to God, I thought this into fruition, because I stepped on a stingray a few weeks ago, and for that split second, I thought oh my God, I'm not going to be able to play golf for 3 months. And then it didn't sting me, and I'm just and I've just got this small little window of time where I've got a bit more extra free time to film some stuff, and it's just I'm looking down, going like, I've just started to get a bit of a rhythm going here. I don't have much time to do this stuff. And it's that mental pain of like, how long am I out for? So that was
My God. I love that's the first thing he thinks. I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to play golf forever. So do you...
so it's that pain.
So you then like, so once you get to the, like, how long does it take for the ambos to get there? And like, do you go to the pro shop and be like, hey guys, what the fuck is this thing on your, like, looking at that video, I'm like, that's one of the most dangerous fucking things I've ever seen. Like,
it's so unnecessary. That doesn't need to be nailed into the turf.
No.
You can just sit on top.
yeah, but also like sharp nail just down. Like
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
you could use a
even-
fucking tent, like a tent peg, and that would be just as effective.
It doesn't need to be pegged.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use something non-sharp and just step it in, or tent pick, like hammer it in. So it's crazy.
Izzy Kerry Lloyd of the Stars is probably already licking his lips.
Yeah, have you got the silks on the blower, mate? Surely.
Well, I'm not a huge litigious guy. If I can just get, a bit of a year's membership or something out of it.
Bro, you should get 5 years free membership and just go, listen, I want 5 years free membership. Otherwise, Izzy Kerry Lloyd of the Stars. I'm sending him around.
Greatest lawyer.
Yeah, well, who's the Triple M lawyer ad that it's no win, no fee? Yeah. Have you been injured on your workplace or someone else's residence of work or whatever?
Yeah, Bryden's Lawyer. Where's Lee Hadjipatelis from Bryden's Lawyers? Where the fuck his name is? So when the Ambo, how are the pros? Were they like, oh fuck?
I want to know how Braden was. What
That's true. Was
he
Braden
like
fainting?
Fight or flight?
Sounds like he was doing fuck all because you're calling the Ambos yourself.
Yeah.
No, he was there just like, what can I do? I think it took him for a few, like a minute or so to realise what the hell was going on. Like myself, I was like, what has happened here? But, there was like some guy was collecting balls, helping me. Some other guy was playing golf, was helping me, Braden. And then I was on the phone to the Ambo, just like, I don't know, like I just went into a mode of, I've got this sorted. I'll be okay. But it took like 20, 30 minutes for the ambulance to find this freaking Mario entrance. And then, I just kind of got the green whistle. Once they got there, they're stretching me on.
How quickly is the green whistle just put you into a fucking La La Land? I can't remember the last time I had a green whistle.
I'm like, everyone was like, how was the green whistle? How was the green whistle? And it's like, yeah, look, guys, it's fun. But like the real stuff, the real morphine into your arm is like, way more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I got like the little packs where they just like undo it and just like jab it into your arm and just tape it down and it drips into you. So I had the green
I've
whistle.
seen Saving Private Ryan, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So the green whistle was good. But that morphine little kick was definitely way better. And then in the ride to the Ambos, the guy was a legend. We're cracking a few jokes. I heard the shark attack come onto the ambulance radio.
Well, yeah, we were just talking about that. So what were they saying?
They're just saying Little Bay, shark attack. Like there wasn't like details of like if it was swimmer, rock fisherman, all that stuff. But that was happening just as I was getting stretchered out of the ambulance, and then some freaking Uber driver just like stops the ambos and holds up his phone and asks for the address. And it's like, and he's like, where's this? And the ambulance like, we don't know. It's like, this address. I'm like, mate, can you not see that I've got like a fucking log hanging out my foot? Like, can you just go ask someone else who isn't attending to me?
Of all the people you stopped.
Don't ask the ambulance, you fucking idiot.
That's great.
Did they have the lights on for you, mate? Was it a mad dash?
Oh, I wasn't a mad dash. I had the lights on, but trying to get out of this little secret entrance is impossible because I had to reverse out. And no one stopped. The ambulance lights were on. Nobody was stopping. And it's just like, guys, like, not that I needed to be rushed there, but I could have. And
Yeah,
it's
who
like
knows?
the 300 or 400 cars that passed us on the bloody highway. It's like, well, I hope you don't end up in a situation where you need someone to stop because you didn't stop for me.
Do you need surgery or anything? What's the go?
I was waiting until about like 9, 10 o'clock last night. They were trying to decide if I needed surgery because it took a while for them to decide like how to get this thing out. So I had to go get an X-ray. Had to see like if it was hitting a bone, which it wasn't.
So this thing's sitting in your foot for a while.
Yeah. And so I'm just sitting there with it lying on the bed, just, multiple people coming in. People at Lambos and X-ray people were like taking photos and like, we've never seen this before. This is hilarious. I'm like, yeah, great. Cool.
Oh my God. So you became a bit of a fucking
Joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the doctor and her nurses were cracking jokes. It was on the Happy Gas before they ripped it out.
Did it hurt having it take out? Like, did you feel that, or did they numb it up?
Well, like you get like a Happy Gas thing, which is like a shisha kind of thing, and you've got to like breathe deeply, and I have breathed like 20 times, and you start to feel it, and I started laughing at a couple of their said jokes about like, I can't remember what they were saying, something about like putting this on your trophy cabinet, golf memorabilia, all this stuff.
Do you get to keep that actually? That's not a bad trophy.
Oh, I've got it, yeah.
Well, it'll be good for court as well.
See this blood?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, fuck. Good to know that you're okay, mate.
Yeah, we're bloody.
Yeah.
How
Thank
long are you
God.
out for?
I don't know. Look, it's actually not that bad in how bad it could have been. I'd say like hopefully a couple of weeks, maybe, maybe a bit less, but maybe a bit more probably, but
You on
around
crutches?
that. I've got crutches, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, we'll rest up, buddy.
Rest up, mate.
You'll be
Will
back
do.
swinging in no time,
That's
I'm
right.
sure.
That's right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
That video though is fucked up.
Yeah, that video's fucking
Yeah,
disgusting.
I'll put together a little bit of an edit. I've got a bit of footage, so
There we go. Good stuff. And well done to Braden for doing basically nothing, but for capturing the footage.
Well, shout out to Braden for being.
Captured the footage.
Well, he played a role.
He played a role, exactly. Without him, we
He
wouldn't
was
have this
there.
footage.
He was there.
He was there. All right, bro. Well,
Cheers, bro.
we'll see you soon.
sweet. Gotcha.
Later.
Ciao.
Bye.
There you go. There you have
There
it.
you go. There you have it. I think that's us. I think we leave it on Sebbo's gruesome injury.
Shout out to the punter and the dribbler.
If you see that video whenever it eventually comes out, though, and again, it's not about like fucking suing people. It is one of the most irresponsible fucking things that I've ever seen on it.
Well, I'd say this, Tom. This is why I find it so strange. Golf markers are usually just like sitting on top of the grass.
Yeah.
You can move them around,
A
whatever.
rock that you've painted.
Not a big deal.
This thing is a fake bit of wood, punters, dribblers, with two nails that go right through and out the bottom, and then it's like squished into the grass. The nails have nothing on the end of them. They are just long, sharp fucking nails. Maybe we'll if we can get a photo from Sebbo, we can put it in the video, but he also is probably putting something together, so maybe he's saving it. But just even an image of this fucking thing, like ridiculous to have this on a golf course.
I think we can probably put there's an image.
Yeah, we could probably use an image in here. Anyway, thanks, Sebbo, for coming on. I think that's us.
Bye-bye.
Like, subscribe, 5 stars.
Could you two just not talk anymore?